welcome back to my channel. And today we are doing a fun little sketchbook redraw, as I like to call them. Pretty much this is going to be a series where I redecorate the front of my sketchbook and do the cover, or not the cover, I do the inside and I do the back. So yeah, today we are starting with the second sketchbook because, lo and behold, I lost the content for the first one. But for this one, we have my mascot, which I decided was gonna be, even though I never drew him, um, this is supposed to be based off of Foxy in Five Nights at Freddy's. However, that was never his name to me. This guy's name is Finnegan. He's just a silly little guy who loves foxes, and he has his little machete with him. I think the sketch ended up kind of cute. I did not hate it actually as much as I thought I originally did. But here it looks. We're kind of just touching up some final bases, fixing the chin, making him look a little more masculine because I feel like I lost a little bit of that. Now we're going on to the paint. Looking at some references on my iPad. Yes, I did draw him digitally, so this is the digital piece. So I'm just gonna have that off to the side as I just kind of color and, perfect every little part of him. Again, I like this character. I think he turned out really cute. I love the fun little eyebrow raise. I didn't do it because I can't draw eyebrows very well, I swear. Yeah. Uh, I'm just very excited for this new series and what we're doing with it because I've always wanted to draw on the cover of my sketchbooks. I always start getting lost halfway through on trying to remember all my sketchbooks, so to me this also kind of helps keep me in track, because for a while I was just doing sticky notes, but I didn't feel like it was fun, and I didn't like having to see what was underneath of the cover of the sketchbook. I didn't like seeing all that, what the sketchbook was. And also some of them just didn't have that. Some of them were also just blank. So now I could actually remember what my sketchbooks were and what sizes they were. So yeah, no. Right now we're going on to his little gray machete. In this one I did use my Arteza paint, but however, for a while I will be using those. However, I do hope to stop using those eventually. I really want to go on to the liquid latex. Just because, not because of quality. I think the quality of Arteza is perfect. I just don't like the tube, and how small they are. I just feel like I run out of paint consistently, and I run out of paint that I want to use, and it's hard to rebuy them. So I want to start on the liquid latex. I believe that's the name of the brand that everybody uses. Um, just because I can also buy them separately, which kind of also helps me. Right here, you just see me messing with stuff. But yeah, no. Here we are now just starting to paint his skin a little bit. I mostly try to keep hands out of pictures because I'm not very good when it comes to hands still. Hopefully that will change, but now we're going on to his little neck. I felt like in here I made his skin way too bright. In the drawing on my iPad, I did make it a little darker. So he was more of like a tan male, but I feel like here I made him way too yellow, which I was honestly not a fan of. I want him to be darker, but with this really dark brown shirt, again, the foxy look, um, it was all just going to start meshing in too much, and I really didn't really want that. I really wanted to kind of keep everything separate, not blended, but definitely just separate. I hate me trying to find colors because why is it so hard to find exactly what I need? This is another reason why I'm just tired of these Arteza paints. Now we're going on to his fun hair. Excuse my voice, I'm just casually losing it. And I love the little technique that I was using, which was flicking my wrist towards the end to cause like a wavy look in his hair, um, which kind of made the flyaway look, which I thought was really fun. I've never kind of done that before, so it was something new for me as well, which I always love trying something new. So to me, I was very excited. However, I think it was right around here that I felt like everything was too, like, I felt too monotone. I felt like I was making everything way too brown. Like his hair is supposed to be more of like a red brown, but in this one I made his hair just really brown. Now here we are trying to add some features, kind of add some shading into the features so you can actually kind of see him a little better. Now here we go trying to finish off the rest of his shirt, which granted took forever, but luckily it sped up so you guys did not have to deal with the time consuming it took me to get this part done. But yeah, no, I really did like how it was turning out. Again, I wasn't a big fan of the skin tone, but I ended up keeping it anyway just because I didn't want to have to go through the struggle of trying to repaint things and then not liking everything else and redoing things, and I could continue on and on, honestly. Now we can't forget the eyebrows, because how dare you ever forget my man's eyebrows. But as you can see, I tried that feathery kind of look. I don't know if it worked out. I'm gonna need someone else to tell me, because again, I don't think it worked, but just because I don't think it worked doesn't mean someone else might disagree or agree with me. But now we are just finishing up by writing a sketchbook on little his little thing. And there we go. We now are moving bases, and we are now starting the back of the front page. It has had time to dry. I probably let it sit for like 30 minutes. And now you see me messing with this cursed washi tape. Me and washi tape don't get along very well at all, actually. The washi tape, it just doesn't do what I want it to. But I seen a girl on TikTok do this, so I really badly wanted to also do the washi tape. Yes, I am using this little knife right here to cut it out. No, I do not feel bad. It saved my life trying to make these lines perfect. But so now we got my little character that I drew off camera. We also just have some clear tape that I am now using. I also have the little reference of the first sketchbook that I did off to the side so I can kind of look at it, reference it, so I can see where I kind of wanted to put everything. Because I had relatively a system where I wanted everything to go, and at first I wasn't really remembering where. We're now going on to the little contact info. We quickly have to make that because I did not draw that yet. So pretty much we're just doing a little telephone, and it just says that one doesn't even look really like a phone. I am so sorry. We're gonna try and fix it up a little, even though I am gonna color over it. It's fine. I want it to look certain. So here we go. I think this is the shape I want. And then we're just writing contact info in cursive at the bottom with some little things. We now are coloring it with this Karen, I think that's what it's called. It's like a silver Karen marker. I bought it from Michael's when I went the last time to try out, see how I felt about these type of brush markers. I don't know. I don't hate them. I hate the price of them because I believe for this one it was like $3, and for a set it was like, I don't remember. I'd have to look it up, and I'm definitely not doing that today, but I just remember they were expensive. And then the other brand I was looking at, it was like even more expensive. I think it was, I don't remember. I think this is the Deco brush and that one's the Karen I'm talking about, or I have it backwards. I really don't know. I just know that they are all super expensive, and I just wanted to try something out, see how I felt about it, see how it went. And I just needed to color this. I wanted to color it gray, so I had it. Why not use it while it is there? That was honestly just my 2 cents. But yeah, no, I do like the color. The color is really, really vibrant. And you can't forget the fun little lines. But yeah, no. So here is the little paper for the contact info. We're now going to go over my cursive. Yes, so the ones I'm talking about are the Karen marker deco brush, and you get like a multi-color pack, which is like the whole box that you've probably seen on TikTok or YouTube. I don't really know. But for the entire count, it's $280, and I believe you get like I don't know how many markers you get. I just know it comes in like the big pack and it's like their whole collection. So this then has to just be the deco brush then, because those are the Karen marker. But they're the Karen marker. It all doesn't make sense. But anyway, now we're just taping on the little contact info, and we're making sure to hide that from the internet so nobody sees it. We now have to add the fun little me right there so everyone knows that this is supposed to represent my little character in chibi form. We are now moving on. We are starting the back part, which explains about the sketchbook, what size it was, the brand. So anyone who ever wants to know what brand of sketchbooks I used, I have them listed, at least for myself to also remember. I don't tend to try and use the same sketchbook twice. I try to always change it up, just because that's how I like things. But this one looks that it is the pen. Anyway, you can see it there. The size was 9 by 6. Most of them I get from Walmart. I'm not even gonna lie to anybody. We are not offended here to use Walmart sketchbooks. Here I'm just trying to figure out the layout of this back. And you can't forget about the start and end date. I literally bought this little book from my local store because I wanted to be able to put the start and end date on the back of the sketchbooks. So I don't have the exact start date. I know we started January of 2016 and we ended sometime in July of 2016. Now I got all these little stickers that I also bought from Michael's to now decorate the sketchbooks. So I'm just going through each book, finding the vibe of stickers that I'm feeling, which this is kind of the vibe, honestly, this week I am feeling for the sketchbook. Yes, no, I love these little sticker books. They are the cutest little things. I did not know I also left that off to the side. I am so sorry. I hope you can forgive me. But now, the last part we are doing is the typography. Now, I am not good when it comes to typography. I just don't have very steady hands. They shake a lot, and I'm just overall not good. So what I do instead is I have Canva, just like the normal Canva, and I found a font that I really, really liked for my sketchbook. Something that was really bubbly, cute. I found it and I just copy it from paper from my computer. So yes, I'm very sorry. This is not original. This is not me made. This is literally me copying a font on Canva to put into my sketchbook. Again, I'm so sorry if that offends anybody, but it's just easiest for me. My typography is not good. I prefer it this way because after all the work we put into the sketchbook today, I don't want my typography to be the thing now that messes me up, because it would be the thing that messes me up. You can see here, this is what my natural handwriting consists of. It's okay. It's not the worst. But given on days, it can vary. This was obviously a good day, so it was pretty all right, but I'm just not good with trying to design words. So here we go. Here's the font. Here's just how it looks. Um, I got super simple, super cute. And now I'm just going back with some of the colors that I used. Just overall, colors that I noticed that I used throughout the sketchbook, or just trying to make the covers and whatnot. I'm trying to reuse them and, for some cohesion. So I am doing this double tone look where I do half of it in one color and half in another, which I think looks so cute. We now have the bubble parts in green. So the top is pink and the bottom is this really cute purple. I really like that color and I really like how that blend turned out. It turned out so cute. And now we cut everything out and we're taping it to the book after we can successfully cut everything perfectly. Here we go. Now we're just fixing the layout, make sure it all looks to perfection. And now it's finally time to tape everything together. And you can't forget the giant sketchbook on the back. Here I just decided to write it out. And I decided to go with cursive, even though I know I don't have very cursive. So I'm sorry, this first one is just not the best, but we will go from there. And I used definitely the wrong type of marker for it, but it's alright. Don't forget the little squiggle.